Alright, so we're anchored here in Charleston and we're getting ready to go offshore. I'm going to be heading to Florida today. What's the name of the place we're going?
Fernandina Beach.
Fernandina Beach. It's like the very north part of Florida.
And our next stop would be
St. Lucie, probably.
Yeah, Port St. Lucie, I think.
Somewhere around there. But today's pretty easy. It's just like one overnight sail. We should be there tomorrow, probably around 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I would guess.
Yeah, they're calling for like 10 to 15 knots of wind. So we should have a leisurely sail to Fernandina. And the sea state is, I'm looking at a sailboat over here. The sea state is supposed to be 2 to 0. So it's going to be nice. Nice west wind. So,
windy and calm. One of those rare days.
Yeah, it's a rare combination. Very rare combination.
But yep, all we got to do is get the engine started and pick up the anchor.
Yeah, get out of here.
Alright, you ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Hey there, I'm Holly and this is Jared. We're a cruising couple who love to travel, sail, fish, and film. The 2020 hurricane season carried us to the beautiful states of the Northeast USA. But now that the cold weather has set in, we're navigating to warmer, more tropical climates. Thanks for following along. You can support channels you enjoy by clicking the like button, leaving a comment, and subscribing. What's up, man?
Just motor sailing. More motoring than sailing, but the sail is up, so technically we're motor sailing.
We just had lunch. We got our fishing pole out and going.
Yep.
No fish yet. But Jared said he has a good feeling.
I sure hope that feeling's right, man.
I sure hope so too. Some fish would be really good.
So Holly and I are navigating along the coast from North Carolina down to the very top of Florida. I'm coming across a big anchorage for cargo ships right here just outside of the Savannah, Georgia river. It's pretty far offshore. It's a good, I don't know, it's a good 20 miles from the coastline. So it's kind of crazy to see all these massive cargo ships out here. They're all like 1,000 foot long, like 150 foot beams and like 30 something foot draft. So really, really big ships. I can see them on our AIS. I turn the radar on and it's just a minefield of them. So I'm having to navigate around this massive anchorage. I'd hate to run into a massive ship out here. And they're all just anchored. None of them are underway. They're all just sitting there. And a lot of them don't even have lights on. And you can see our track right here actually passes right next to one. So I'm gonna go, I've changed our heading. We're gonna go around this guy. He looks to be the furthest out of all of them. We'll get back on course after we get around him. So yeah, really, really treacherous, man. That's crazy. I didn't expect to see a bunch of big ships out here. That's why you maintain a 24-hour watch. So you always have somebody awake and paying attention to what's going on. Because if we were down below sleeping and we just had this boat on autopilot at 7 knots, that would be a very bad wake up whenever you slam into the side of one of these things.
So it's around 1 a.m. I came on watch about an hour ago. It was super calm when I went to sleep. When I woke up, it's a bit more exciting now. Whoa. Yeah, there it is. But not too bad. We're making really good headway. We're doing about 7 knots. So we're rolling. Anyway, doing good.
All right, we got 32 miles left to go. Been beating our way for the last about 100 miles. What do you think about the trip so far, Holly?
Exciting.
Exciting? Why's that?
Well, you know, everything you try to do, sleep, eat, you know, like a sporting event.
Yep.
Jared, what are you doing? spent the next 6 hours beating into the waves all the way to St. Mary's Inlet. It finally laid down as we approached the harbor, but the fun was not over yet, as we had to fight a 4-knot current the 3 or so miles to the Fernandina Harbor Marina, where we would spend the next few days waiting to head further south. So here's the situation. We are at Fernandina Harbor Marina, and they don't have any diesel. They don't plan on getting any diesel, I don't think, anytime soon. So there's another marina a little bit further down the river, Amelia Island Marina.
Yeah.
But it's too shallow for us to bring the boat back there.
Yeah, people with 4-foot drafts are having problems getting into it.
So our options are, we can walk there, which is an 1.5-hour walk, carrying cans of diesel.
20 gallons of diesel, so that's not happening.
We can maybe dinghy back there, but the current is like kind of strong for that.
No, we can. We have a 15 horse on a 10-foot rib. We would not have an issue dinghying to the marina. It's just to put the dinghy together and all that stuff.
So we'll probably dinghy back there
if we have to.
We're gonna go try to find out and see if they have a courtesy car. I don't think so, because they would have mentioned that.
Probably so.
So I think our only option is to dinghy, huh?
Yeah, our option. Well, if they don't have a car, it's the dinghy. We could rent like a scooter or a golf cart or something.
We can rent a golf cart for $85 for half a day, just for diesel.
Yeah, that's not worth it.
I mean, it might be kind of fun to have a golf cart for half a day.
Yeah, but I mean, it would cost more to rent the golf cart than it would to go buy the diesel.
I know.
And we have a dinghy with a full can of gas. It's only 3.7 miles. It's only 3.25 miles. 3.75 miles. 3.75 miles. So that would take us 30 minutes to get there in the dinghy.
30 minutes. So we're not quite sure what we're doing yet. Let's go find out if they have a courtesy car.
Yeah, that would be ideal.
Yeah.
If
Fingers
they did.
crossed.
All right, so today is January the 8th. January 8th. Tomorrow is January 9. And what that means is we are going to leave here. We're going to leave CERN. What the hell is that? We're going to leave Fernandina Beach, Florida. And we're headed for Port St. Lucie, which is right around 200 nautical miles. I think it's 210 nautical miles. Holly and I are sitting here looking at the weather report for tomorrow and the following days, just to see what type of conditions we're going to have for our trip. Right now it's pretty bolstery out there.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. We've got 20 knot gusting into the 20s. It's not horrible. We've been in worse weather than this. The only problem is where we are. We're up against a big like T-dock, and we're on the very outside of the marina because our draft is too deep to get into the marina, any further into the marina. And the wind is blowing us onto the dock and is all kind of pushing the boat up against this freaking dock over here.
It feels like we're offshore right now.
Yeah, it does feel kind of like we're offshore. It was kind of so bad for us. There's a big power yacht behind us. He came and gave us a couple of his really big fenders just to keep our boat from getting damaged on this dock. And it's a heavy concrete dock too. Like our boat isn't going to move the dock. Like the boat would get damaged. If you take a look right now, oh sorry, there's waves. So the wind map. So this is right now. So the reds are like 20s, like the 24s, 25s. There's a big nor'easter up here by Cape Hatteras, Cape Hatteras, Cape Fear. It's just sucking in all this wind off the Gulf of Mexico, causing this big old disturbance on the East Coast. So we're about right here. We're at the very top of Florida, inside of the St. Mary's River. You can see the conditions over the night. They get worse, and then in the morning, they start to gradually get better right there. So that's what we want right here. Those yellows and kind of orangish yellows, because that's like 15 knots. It's just perfect conditions for our boat. You can see the winds can be blowing out of the northwest. So that'll put the wind on our starboard stern quarter. And our boat is fast whenever we get those conditions. It's perfect. But we have to have a game plan. We're going to have to stay within 20 miles of the coastline, because if you look at the sea state at this time, that's 2 foot at 5 seconds, and that's within 20 miles of the coast. again, behind the boat. So it'll be pushing us south. If we were to go further offshore, it would be uncomfortable. It's 4 foot at 5 seconds. It's not too bad, especially if they're behind the boat, but we're going to stay in the 2 foot at 5 second range with 15 knots of wind behind the boat and just haul ass Fort Pierce. And the conditions actually improve as the week continues. That's our ideal situation. You don't want to go out when the conditions are going to get worse. You want to go out when they're going to be improving over time. So even if something happens and we break down and we get stuck out there, we'll have plenty of time to get some help.
Don't say that. But yeah, it's tough to sail the East Coast this time of year.
Yeah, the East Coast is rough.
Like, your windows are short and not ideal.
Yeah, very short. This is a good one, though. This is a really good one. So we've learned just from talking to the cruisers who've been doing it for a while, is you leave right after a big front passes through. And that's the SC window. You know, you use the remnants of the front to push you south. And and you go as far as you can, and then you hide until the next system comes through, and you do it again. And that's what we did. That's what we've been doing.
Coastal hopping.
Yeah, just coastal hopping. 200 miles is about the limit that we've been able to achieve.
So should it take us about, what, 40 hours?
Yeah, 35 to 40 hours. 35 hours. Sheesh, man. You hear that? Watch this, dude. This has been all day. It's gonna be one rolling night tonight.
You don't think those waves will calm down soon?
Yeah, I hope so. I don't know. If you look over here, there's a bunch more weather coming. And the report says small craft advisory until tomorrow morning. It's like we're gonna be rocking and rolling all night long. Well, today is departure day, but first we have to wait for this river to calm down before we can get off of this dock. Oh, it's nice and warm in here. It's cold out there. What's up, lady?
Oh, God. I didn't sleep at all last night.
Why?
Boat's freaking rocking against the dock all night.
Yeah, it's quite rolly. You get outside, it don't look so bad, but man, in here it's just amplified. All right. I'm getting back in bed for a little bit. I would love some coffee.
Can you make some coffee?
No, can you make some coffee?
No.
You know, you make it.
Up.
I'm about to not be up.
Make some coffee.
No, it's your turn. Yes. All right, babe, so what you think?
Sailing. Good.
Yeah, finally, huh?
Yep.
Weather forecast was accurate this time. 1 and 2 foot seas. They're on our stern, starboard side, just behind the beam on the starboard side. 17 knots of wind, and we're doing over 7 knots. 6.5 to 7.5 knots. Oh, there was an 8. So yeah, she's doing real good. We're flying full Genoa and a double reef main. We always reef our mainsail offshore in case anything happens and we need to get a reef really fast. It's easy to reef the Genoa. We can control it very easily if we get into some bad conditions.